Hey beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jamila and I love all things beauty. I love all things makeup, I love all things skincare, and I especially love sharing my tips and tricks for how to find high-end and luxury beauty products at bargain prices. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I would absolutely love if you would consider subscribing and joining the fam. Okay, so I'm looking at this as like my part 4 in this Black Friday series. It wasn't supposed to be a series, but now it pretty much is. So here we are, part 4. So what I thought I would do is, kind of step back for a little bit. The last couple of videos have been me telling you guys what sales are out there. And even for me, it's been a little bit overwhelming. So I wanted to, pause, step back, and share some tips and tricks for how to survive this Black Friday season. How to be really strategic and thoughtful about your purchases because, listen, makeup is expensive. It is an extremely expensive hobby. And right now, the way the economy is going and this inflation, we all have to make some very tough decisions. And quite frankly, makeup is not a necessity. So it usually falls like on the wayside. But for a lot of us, makeup is that, sense of enjoyment and fun. And, we use it as a way to escape. So we should be able to enjoy it. It all comes down to balance, right? It all comes down to balance. So I did pull together a list of just sort of like my tips for how to survive this Black Friday season and how to really think about the purchases that you're making so you don't have any buyer's remorse after Black Friday ends. So I figured I'd do this as a little bit of a chatty get ready with me. I'm going to be featuring some new products, some PR, the whole shebang. So for my eyes, I want to keep it pretty simple. So I'm trying to decide between ABH and the Beaver palette. This is the ABH, what is this called? Rose Metals palette. Really cute, pretty sultry. She's giving. And then I just got this Beaver palette. It was on sale for 50% off at Sephora, which I know so many folks love this. It's just giving a little too basic right now. So I'm gonna go Rose Metals today. And because this is a chat to get ready with me, I'm not going to be diving too much into what I'm using, how I'm using it. It's really going to be focused on the conversation. But I will tell y'all some things as I go through. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start with Sun Rose. This is a pretty peachy matte shade, but it has those like micro glitters in there that, tend to blend away. Okay, so tip number 1, and I say this in a lot of my videos where I talk about sales and products going on sale. But if this is your first video watching me, I have to say it here because I think this is my most important tip of all. And that is that there will always be another sale. Like Black Friday is one of those periods where you get this sense of false urgency to purchase because it's the biggest sale of the year. Everything goes on sale. You have home products, you have clothes, you have electronics, you have makeup. Everything is going on sale. But I think the biggest difference between, makeup products going on sale versus some of these other categories is that makeup goes on sale a lot more frequently. So I like to reiterate, this tip because I think that folks need a reminder that makeup goes on sale a lot more frequently than you would, especially like electronics and things. I feel like here's where you do get that big discount. But in my opinion, makeup goes on sale a lot more frequently where it doesn't really apply that this is you must buy during the sale period. And I think that even with makeup going on sale more frequently than the other products, there's also the aspect of the market has become so oversaturated with products that I'm finding that brands are putting on sales more often than they have in the past. And I think it's because they now have to compete with each other, right? Before I really got into the makeup game, there were a couple of really big sales throughout the year. There was the Sephora VIP sale, there was the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale, and those were the, 2 main things that you would look forward to. But now, even Sephora and Ulta are having more and more sales, and brands themselves are doing super frequent sales. And again, I think it goes back to the fact that because the market is so oversaturated, they are finding that they have to now compete with other brands in order to get people's money, to get people's attention. So they're doing more and more sales. I'm particularly noticing this trend of more sales with specific brands like Pat McGrath, right? When I first started buying Pat McGrath, I knew she went on sale, but not with the frequency in which she's going on sale now. To be quite honest, Pat McGrath has been on sale since the month of October through now. I feel like she's been on sale all October and all November. she did a like fall sale, 30% off, and then she did a pre-Black Friday sale, and now her official Black Friday sale has started. And I'm like, Patricia, you've been on sale for like 2 months straight. Is everything okay? Like, is everything okay? To be quite frank, the only brand that I really haven't seen go on sale like ever is Lisa Eldridge. And Lisa has a pretty cult following, warranted, but she has such a large following that I don't think she has to go on sale because people are lining up to purchase her products, you know? But I say all that to say, there will always be another sale. So sometimes, you know, you get the sense of urgency, there are a million ads, and you feel like you're being influenced to purchase things. Just remember, specifically for makeup, for fragrance, for beauty products, there will always be another sale. Now, this first tip then kind of bleeds into my second tip, which is more a statement than a tip, but it's a reminder that not every sale is a good sale. I'm going to say that again. Not every sale is a good sale. Because Black Friday is the biggest sale period of the year, there is some assumptions that we all as consumers make in that this will be the lowest price that you will ever get on a product. And because we believe that it's going to be the lowest price, we are motivated to buy because we assume that we are actually saving money. But what I have come to realize from looking at the sales out here, and I said this in a couple of my previous videos in the series, is that the sales that some of these brands are offering are in some ways equivalent to or even less than what they offer throughout the year. Like, there are some brands that are offering bigger discounts. For example, Pat McGrath is offering up to 40% off, and this is the largest I've seen her offer ever. And even like though she's done like 6-7 sales throughout the year so far, this is the biggest discount she's offered. So yes, great. But then I see brands like ColourPop offering 30% off. And I've seen ColourPop offer significantly larger sales. I'm also seeing, you know, like Juvia's Place on discount at Ulta. But Juvia's Place has so much sales throughout the year where you can get their palettes for less than $5 that it's like, that's not the best discount necessarily. So sometimes I'm seeing these like, okay, 20-30% off discounts when from specific brands that I've seen offer the same or even higher discounts throughout the year. So I say all of that to say that just because it is Black Friday does not mean that the brands are going to give you the best sale that they can. And they're not, you know, they're not required to, right? They're not required to have their sale on Black Friday be the lowest sale of the year. And just don't get caught up in the belief that, oh, it's Black Friday, so this has to be the best price. It actually might not. And like I said, you might get the same or even higher discount throughout the year. And I think that this is a really good tip to remember because a lot of times when Black Friday rolls around, like most of us are here making decisions, right? You know, I can buy this or this. And I think it's really helpful to know which brands offer the same discount or even higher discounts throughout the year to make informed decisions. Because if you can get something at the same price in like March, you can hold out. You know what I mean? So just, you know, again, remember, not every sale is a good sale. I don't know what shimmer to put on my eye. I want to put 2 because I'm me. So I'm thinking about doing this one and this one. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the maroon shade. And I want to focus that on this inner part of the eye here, blending it into the mattes that I put down. Because I think that it blends really well with those mattes. Okay, we're getting good pigment. This is like a neutral palette, but make it smoky. That laid down real nice. And now I'm going to go in with the copper shade. Ooh, the pigment. I picked up way too much, so I'm just going to spread it out. Okay, that blended it even better than I thought. Blended in. Jesus. Okay, continuing along. The third tip that I want to share is to beware of the gimmicks. There are so many gimmicks that roll around come Thanksgiving, Christmas time, and a lot of it plays into, you know, sometimes the nostalgia of our childhood, really sort of trendy things, and a lot of times it ends up being overpriced and really poor quality. So you know, as you go into shopping, I definitely say just beware of the gimmicks. One of the things that I'm thinking about specifically is like advent calendars. You know, Thanksgiving, well, Christmas is really the season for advent calendars, but you really do see them kind of start popping up now. And the reason why I'm saying is to be mindful of it is because, do you really use an advent calendar? Does anyone ever get an advent calendar and be like, you know what, I love everything that I have in here. I'm going to use everything that I have in here. And this is worth the money that I paid. Because sometimes I'm not seeing the value in the cost. And what I love about like Beauty Deals BFF and even the Beauty Steal is that they will post value breakdown of advent calendars. So if there's an advent calendar that you are looking at and you're like, I really want to know the value of this, they will do breakdowns looking at the cost of the advent calendars, the cost of the advent calendar, the cost of the products that are in the advent calendar, you know, cost per gram, to see, are you getting the value claimed? Because oftentimes you'll be like, oh, this is $60, but it has a $250 value. And you're like, does it really though? Anyways, the reason why I'm like, you know, particularly calling out advent calendars as a gimmick is because sometimes with those calendars, like I said, you don't want or even plan to use half of the products in there. And if you are not going to use a specific percentage of anything you purchase, you really should be stopping to reevaluate, is this worth me buying? Because yes, let's say you buy an advent calendar that has 12 slots, so 12 products, and a third of that are products that you're not going to use. That's already wasting money, because what are you going to do with it? Also, I think sometimes with those calendars, they tend to give you like a taste of products, which I just don't really care for anymore. You see, travel size and deluxe size products, those things I don't want in an advent calendar. Like, I don't want a travel size of a hair product. First and foremost, this needs more than what a travel size has. So chances are the amount of product that I'm getting isn't even going to be like, let's say it's a shampoo, isn't even going to be enough for one wash, because this doesn't work with the little bit that they provide. And I'm not trying to pick on advent calendars. It's just the one that really stands out to me the most, because I too get like drawn in by advent calendars. I like the surprise of opening up something new every day. I think it's a really cool concept. But at the end of the day, I have never, especially right now, I have not seen an advent calendar where I think I will use every single product in the calendar. And to me, it just means that I would be wasting my money for only a small number of products. The other thing I think that can be really gimmicky are the sort of holiday releases. And yes, I'm looking at you, Too Faced. So Too Faced is pretty known for creating holiday palettes and putting out products specifically for the holiday season. But in addition to being known for creating those type of products, it's pretty widely known that the products that they produce for holidays inferior to their regular products, and the prices don't change though. So they're usually as expensive, or sometimes even more expensive than the regular products, but for worse quality. And they aren't the only brand to do that. I know Tarte has specific holiday products. They do like their brush bundles, they do palettes for the holidays as well. And I don't know if they're as good as, because I don't shop from Tarte like that. I have that one palette that I bought, the Man-Eater palette, but Tarte isn't exactly a brand that I shop from. But I would guess, and this is a guess, that their quality isn't exactly as consistent as some of the regular palettes that they put out throughout the year that aren't for, holiday season. So if you are looking to purchase products, I think that those are great for, gifts for friends who may just be getting into makeup, who like to just, play or dabble in makeup. But if you're buying them for yourself, I think you and I both know that they may not be the best quality. So just don't get caught up in the cute, gimmicky holiday packaging that tends to draw us all in. Okay, this is it for the eyes. So I'm going to do a little bit of liner, and then we'll come back and start on the rest of the face. Okay, next up, let's go ahead and get started on the face. For primer, well, this isn't really a primer, but I'm going to go in with this Instant Glow Serum from Merit Beauty. they actually gifted me this as well as one of their blushes. And I didn't talk about them in previous videos, but they are actually going to be doing a Black Friday sale. It's going to be 20% off site-wide. From what they sent me, this is going to be their only sale of the year. And honestly, I don't think I've seen them go on sale ever. So if you aren't Rouge at Sephora and you're not able to get them at 20% off, this might actually be a good opportunity for you to do so. Or if you missed, you know, them during the Rouge sale because you thought that they would have a higher discount, this might actually be a good time to buy it because I don't think they're going to have another sale. So they're going to be doing 20% off site-wide, as well as they're going to have like daily Doorbusters. So it might have extra discounts there too. So give them a look. Merit is one of those brands that has that kind of minimalist look. So it's definitely not for someone that wants a full glam. But yeah, I think that if you are interested, you can give them a look. So this is the, like I said, the Instant Glow Serum. And I think this is actually like a skincare product and not a makeup product. But we're going to put it on anyway. So this has 2% niacinamide, 4 types of hyaluronic acid, caffeine-rich cocoa seed extract, Japanese gold thread root, and it's pH balanced. It looks really pretty too. There's no smell to it. I'm gonna apply it directly to the face. Okay. Very liquidy. Still no smell. Okay. It's feeling a little slick. Kind of, you know, slick as in a little bit oily. But it's giving nice glow to the skin. I'm excited to work this into my skincare routine. You all know my skin loves it some niacinamide and some hyaluronic acid. So, okay. It says it's for use morning and night, but this might be one of those that I use only at night because it definitely has a little bit of a more oily glow to it. Although it is winter, so my skin does get a little bit drier. So if you have dry skin, I think you'll really like this. I'm loving the way this is giving me a bit of a glow. But I will say that it's not soaking into the skin as easily. Anyways, moving along, I'm going to go in with my Hourglass Ambient Glow Foundation. And we're going to continue with my tips. So the last thing we talked about was avoiding gimmicks. Next up, make a budget. Make a budget, make a budget. I can't say enough how easy it is to get carried away with shopping, because you can convince yourself, oh, it's just $50. And you can say that enough times that you have spent $500. So don't go into this Black Friday season just on a, well, we'll see how it goes. I think you really have to go in with a game plan to prevent yourself from overspending, because unless you're buying from one place, it can be really hard to see the total amount of money that you have spent, because of the fact that some things, it might be cheap. It might be just a $20 purchase here, but those things really do add up quickly. So I like to say, you know, just give yourself a budget. If you know that, hey, I'm only going to be spending $100 total on makeup or on skincare or whatever it is, you know that that's the exact amount that you have. And for every purchase that you make, deduct it from your budget. You know, like actually write these things down. Don't do the math in your head. I'm telling you, get a pen and paper. Or if you are not, you know, as old school as I am, get your notepad on your phone or whatever piece of technology you want to use, and write down the purchase. As soon as you hit checkout and that money has been, you know, gone from your account, take that away from your budget total so you can see, okay, this is exactly how much I have left. And I think that this next tip actually goes hand in hand with my make a budget tip, and that is make a wish list, because it can be really easy to get carried away with Black Friday shopping, because you might see something that you weren't even thinking about, and just because you saw it, you're like, ooh, I think I want to buy it. Case in point, I had zero interest in picking up the Natasha Denona Bieber palette, but it went on sale at Sephora for 50% off. And I picked it up because I do have the majority of Natasha's palettes. This has been one that I've wanted to pick up for some time now, but it's never been cheaper than 20% off. So seeing it at 50% off, I was like, okay, great. Add to cart, checkout. Now, even though it was 50% off, it was still $65, right? It's still a pretty hefty sum. And that was not even on my wish list. It wasn't on my radar at all because I had not expected it to get that low. So for me, that is an extra purchase that I didn't budget for. But now I have to deal with the consequences. So I say make a wish list, you know? Actually write down what brands do you want to shop from, what products you want to buy from the specific brands. You know, take a look at the 2 videos that I sent before, that I created before, and look at like, okay, I know that this brand is going to be offering 40% off. What does that actually mean this palette is going to cost, or this product is going to cost? And if I buy this, this is going to eat up 10% of my budget, or $10 out of my budget. And that means that I have to do all of this. Because when you write down your wish list and you add up what the cost is going to be, and I say, write down what you want to buy, write down what it's going to cost you with the discounts and everything, and you see the final total, and then look at your budget and see if those two line up. And if they don't line up, something has to change, right? And I would recommend you change your list versus your budget. Don't go down the slippery slope of, oh, I'll just add an extra $100 or add an extra XYZ. You know, take a look at your list and really be like, is this wish list reasonable? Do I need to get everything on this list? I feel like that serum made this foundation more glowy than I remember it being. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Since I'm already using Merit, I'm going to go ahead with the complexion stick. I really like this. And they actually redid this. This is the old version, which has less product in it. But they redid this where they created a bigger version for the same price. So they added more product, but they kept the price the same, which I thought was pretty cool. That, like, never happens. It's so creamy. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my trusty Pat McGrath under eye blurring powder. This is in the shade Deep. I prefer the yellow, but this was open, so I'm gonna use that to set everywhere I had concealer, and my entire T-zone, because that's where I get a little shiny. Okay. And this is, oh, no, we ain't done yet, but this is what the face is looking like right now. I really like this, but let's keep going. So we actually on tip number 6. I do have like little notes that I took, so I'm just going through. So this is tip number 6, and you'll notice that a lot of these tips kind of just bleed into each other, right? Because I was just like thinking about everything and just scribbling my thoughts as I was coming up with what my tips should be. Tip number 6, right? Make an inventory. And yes, I am singing to you. So I think that this bleeds really well into the wish list and the budget piece of it. And those 3 are ones that I think are kind of like just one big tip in terms of how they flow together. Because I think it's really important for you to take stock of what you already have. If you are like me, you have a ginormous makeup collection. And chances are you might have forgotten some of the products that you have. The other day, I was actually like looking at my backups drawer and I was like, damn, when did I buy half of this shit? Like, seriously. And it really did give me the opportunity to stop and reflect and look at like, okay, well, you have 6 foundations, girl. You don't need to buy no more. I'm going to buy the Lisa Eldridge one, mind your business. But, you know, even looking at my powder drawer, I have so many powders. I have so many products that, like, for me, it was a really good point to be like, okay, I know this is going to be on sale and this is on my wish list. But the reality is I have other stuff that I need to go through. And by the time I finish that other stuff, another sale will come back around. So take inventory of the products that you have, you know, and then take a look at your wish list and see, is there anything on my wish list that I could possibly remove or put on a hold because I already have something in my backups drawer or have something that I'm currently using that I know I'm not going to finish up in time. I think that this will give you more wiggle room so that you can actually purchase the things that are on top of your list and not be worried about going over in your budget. For my bronze, I'm going to try to use the Chantecaille Gao. It's honestly too cool toned to be a bronzer for me, but I'm gonna go over it with another one. So I'm gonna use this to kind of chisel me out because it is cool toned. And you can see she barely shows up. And this is the deepest shade. Anyways, but yes, let us continue. And then my tip number 7, don't buy backups. And this, like, again, kind of like flows into that previous tip of like taking inventory. I always used to think of like, oh, it's on sale, I'll just buy a backup, you know, just in case. And I think that there are some products that may be warranted where you can be like, okay, I will buy a backup. For example, the Clinique moisturizer, the Surge moisturizer serum thing, I go through one of those every month. Like, I know that it's only going to last me about 4 weeks. So because of that, I would be willing to purchase backups of that because I can look in my inventory and say, hey, I have 3 left. Chances are this won't go on sale for another 3-4 months. Maybe I'll buy 1 more to add to my inventory. I currently have 6 in my backup drawer. I don't need no more. It's gonna last me half a year. So there's absolutely no reason for me to purchase that right now, even if it goes on sale. And it is currently on sale at the CCO. There's an extra 15% off for everything during this Black Friday season. Y'all, this did nothing. And I tell you, this is the worst. Anyways, we're not gonna go down the Chantecaille rabbit hole, but I'm just saying. Let's use my Charlotte Tilbury one. I don't use this one enough because it's a little too deep, but hey, let's go ahead. I'll just go in lightly. So yeah, I think that if you are considering backups, you know, really think about, is this a product that you need a backup for? For example, I don't think that eyeshadow palettes are things that any of us should be buying backups for. Because again, if you have a large eyeshadow collection, like me, you are not going to pan any of your eyeshadows. And even if you love an eyeshadow, chances are there are going to be new eyeshadows, new formulas that come out that you love even more. So even if you love the Pat McGrath Midnight Sun palette, and I'm saying that because I love it, there's no reason for me to buy a backup of that because I'm never going to pan the one that I have. And what if Pat comes out with a different formula? What if she comes out with something brand new? Like, I don't think that eyeshadows in particular are things that we should be buying backups of. But like I said, if there are products that you know you go through, you know, for me, it's my skincare. There are certain skincare products I know exactly when it's going to finish. Also, like brow pencils are things that I go through pretty quickly. So I do keep significant amounts of backups of that because I know when I'm about to finish or how long it takes me to finish those. Those are products that I will keep backups of. But makeup is not necessarily something that I encourage folks to keep backups of. And even if you are, even if you know which products you want to keep a backup of, I do want to remind you, they expire. Makeup does expire. And specifically if you have cream products, so like foundations, concealers, lipsticks, lip glosses, all of those things expire. And they expire a lot faster than some of like your powder products or your eyeshadows. So just be mindful of the fact that if you are purchasing these things to hoard it and keep it as backups, they're gonna expire on you. And no one wants to put expired products on your face because then you're just gonna mess things up. And quite frankly, my dermatologist bill does not afford me the luxury of putting expired shit on my face. Just saying. I think that my face isn't as warm as I need it to be, man. It's not giving. I'm going in with a third bronzer because I don't like this. So I'm going in with this one from Bare Minerals because it has a little bit of shimmer to it. And I think that I need a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of warmth. I think I screwed things up with the Chantecaille. It was too cool. I'm just taking my powder brush, going over, just kind of soften and blend everything. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my Tiger palette from Hourglass. I have been using this for some time now, a little bit over a week, I should say. I wanted to do a dedicated video, but honestly, I have so many new products that I purchased that I just don't have the time to do dedicated videos on all of them, so they're just gonna be folded into get ready with me's. I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm gonna go in with the orange shade. This is literally what I think we all purchased this palette for. And given that I am using that orange in this look, I think that it complements it well. Now, this is a very shimmery blush, so if you don't like shimmery blushes, you may not like this. I'm going to take a little bit of the blush below it as well and mix that pink in. Ooh, I like what that just did, because now it really does kind of match the eyes really well. And I don't really think you can see it on camera, which is kind of like the whole vibe of Hourglass. But trust me, it looks amazing. And since I'm here, I'm going to go in with the highlight in this palette. Is it even called a highlight? It's their strobe light, I guess. I don't know what else to call it. But I'm going to go in with that as my highlight. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh. It is giving alien strobe light. Okay. And I'm going to take some of that and highlight my brow bone. Okay, I'm going to go finish up the rest of my face really quickly, and then I'll come back and wrap it up because I only have like 1.5 left. 1.5 tips left. Kind of 2, 1.5. We'll see. I'll be right back. Okay, I realized I completely forgot to use the blush that they sent me, which actually would have gone really cute with this look. So this is the Flush Blush Cheek Color in the shade Beverly Hills. I'm going to swatch it here for you guys. Oh, that's cute. Very natural. Like you can barely see it. So this would be for like a good no makeup kind of look. So since I forgot to put it on my cheeks, I'm going to put it on my lips because it's makeup and you can do whatever you want. So I'm just going to line my lips with the Toasty liner. And this liner is from Morphe, but it's been discontinued. I don't know why, because this is the best color. And then I'm going to take the blush and I'm just going to apply it directly to your lips. I actually like that. And then I'm going to go over with the, what is this? They have a tinted lip oil. And this is in the shade Marrakesh. Really like this. They didn't send this to me with this one, but they sent this to me the last time they sent me product. And I really like this. So I'm just going to top. Ooh, this is pretty. I wish the applicator was just a little bit bigger on this. This is really tiny. Okay, so this is the final face, but I did promise you guys one final tip. And this is probably going to sound weird coming from me, but I think it's a really important one. And it is unfollow, unsubscribe, log off, do what you need to do. One of the things that is really stressful about this season is that there are so many people pushing the sales at you. And I recognize that I'm a part of that as well. You know, that you have creators like me that are constantly sharing sales, sharing discount codes and all of that other stuff. And if you are like me and you follow a lot of creators, the algorithm already figures out that this is what you want. So you become to get inundated with, you know, here's this discount, here's the sale. And quite frankly, creators, myself included, have a vested interest in getting you to shop because we make a small commission off of the things that you buy, whether it be through you using our affiliate code and getting a discount, or through like affiliate programs where if you shop through our link, not putting in a code or anything, just shop through our link, that we make a small commission off of that. So because this is actually a huge part of how creators make money, especially those that do this full time, you know, they are motivated to share more. And if you constantly keep seeing that on your timeline, you know, you might bypass it the first time, the second time, but the third, fourth, fifth, it could break you down a little bit. So if you need to, like, you should feel completely comfortable unfollowing, unsubscribing, turning things off, doing what you need to do to separate yourself so you don't feel overwhelmed. I think it's completely fair, completely fine in order to just make sure that you're making good financial decisions, that you take the time to really step away. And I know I said it was going to be 1.5 tip. Here's the half tip too that kind of is a part of this one. You know, oftentimes creators, we will get into the habit, and I'm saying we pretty loosely, but you know, we will get into the habit of saying, you know, this is an amazing deal. Run, don't walk, you know, jump on this really quick because it's going to go away. And we can create a sense of false urgency. Like, I try my best not to do those run, don't walk deals because I don't want you to feel like you have to purchase things and you have to purchase it now or you'll never get that chance again. Because there are very few products that are so limited edition that you will never get the chance to purchase it again. So I try to really refrain from saying run, grab this as you can. The only times I feel really comfortable saying those things are when there are glitches. Like when Pat McGrath had her glitch sale, I was like, y'all, this isn't a real sale. This is not supposed to happen. So if you want to take advantage, do so. And Pat McGrath does honor some of those glitches, right? So that is like a case for me. But when I see some of these other sales, it's like I try to very much be like, you know, here's the sale. I'm giving you all the information, but I don't want to tell you all to like run and go purchase anything, even when it comes to like limited edition products, because limited edition is a little bit of a fallacy, right? I actually started creating a video about limited edition products that I wish would come back, and I never ended up filming it, but the other day I was looking at the products that I listed and they all came back in stock. So limited edition is a little bit of a fallacy. There are some brands that when they create products and they say it's limited edition, it goes away for forever. For example, the Odin's Eye palettes that they've done with the legendary Divisa collection, those have gone away. They even said that their Christmas palettes are going to go away forever. And I feel like when they've said that their things are going away, they're going away. Like the Angelica Nyquist thing hasn't come back. And they've had, oh, was that Kaleidos? That was Kaleidos. Yeah, Kaleidos and the Angelica Nyquist collection, that never came back. And sometimes that is like the marker. If it is like a collab palette, that one mightn't come back. But overall, I think limited edition is a little bit of a fallacy because I've seen most things come back at some point or the other. So again, I say all that to say, take the time that you need to step away. Don't get it, you know, caught up in creators, myself included, you know, trying to push all of these things onto you. Like I really, when I say that I want you all to get the best deals, I don't mean that in the aspect of like you have to shop. I really try to like put the information out there if you're interested in shopping, but I also want to be very careful with what I'm saying and how I'm saying things because chances are you just don't need to shop, right? So I hope that this is helpful and I hope that these tips are helpful as you go into Black Friday and as you go into the shopping season, because it is a lot and it is overwhelming. If you need support, if you have any questions, I said this before, DM me. My Instagram is where I'm a little bit more responsive and I can respond more quickly. So if you have questions about like, hey, is this really a good sale, or is this gonna go on discount again at the same price later, send me a DM. If you just need someone to like support you in your decision not to shop, I am there as well, because this is what this community is about. And put all of that down below because I also want us to support each other. And I love reading your comments. I respond to all of the comments. So whatever you want to say, if you have your own tips that you want to share, put it down in the comments below too, because I think that we have like an amazing community here. Thanks for getting me to 2K. I love you guys. And we support each other, right? And we share our tips, we share our tricks. So put all of that down in the comments. If you liked today's video, if you liked today's look, actually, let me bring y'all in closer so you can get a little looky look at this look. Isn't it cute? I will say, here's the thing. This ABH palette, I like this more than the Nouveau one. As I throw it down, I like this ABH palette more than the new one. Than the Nouveau. I think that this is really smoky, really cute, gives a little bit of depth, and these are the colors that I just think look really good on my skin. So, really feeling this. As for the Merit Oil, I think it's really nice. This is going to be added into my skincare routine. I'm going to be using this at night, though, because I do think it has a little bit more of an oily consistency that just takes a little bit longer to sink into the skin. So it will be one of my night serums. It may be one that I use during the day if my skin is really dry, which it probably will end up at some point. We are in winter, so who knows how my skin is gonna go. So yeah, that is, I think it's really cute though. I think it's wearing really nicely so far under this foundation. It doesn't seem to be disrupting anything. As a reminder, Merit, they are having their Black Friday sale. When does it start? Let me check. Early access is going to start November 21st. So if you want to sign up for early access, I believe you can do that on their website. And they're going to be offering 20% off site-wide, as well as there will be daily doorbusters. So specific sales for each day. So if you want to just keep, checking on their site for specific products or specific sales, you can do that on their daily doorbusters. In terms of recommendations, I'll give you all something really quickly. I do like the oil. I think that their lip oil is actually really good. I've had this for some time. Their mascara is really nice. It's actually what I'm wearing right now. It doesn't give a lot of volume, but it does give a lot of length. Their concealer, they call it a complexion stick, and you can use it either as concealer or as foundation. I like it as concealer, but I think it would be a really solid foundation if I got it in the right shade. And yeah, I think that's it in terms of recommendations. Do I like anything else? Their brow mascara is nice, but I wish it was just a hint more pigmented. And I actually used it in my brows today. It's one of those that I can use when I'm using a darker brow pencil, so it doesn't add too much pigment. But if you wanted a lot of color deposit, or if you just wanted to go in by itself, it's a little bit hard because it doesn't give too much color. But if you have a deeper pencil and you don't need too much pigment, you just need it to hold the brows in place, it actually works really well. Okay, so that's it for like my Merit recommendations. I will have all of the details about the sale in the description box, so make sure you check that out. In terms of ABH, they do have something on their website that says sign up for early access, but I have not seen any details about when their sale will go live. So if you want to know more about their sale, sign up for early access. If I find out about it, I will likely post it on my Instagram. I don't think I'm going to have any more videos in this Black Friday series, so this might be the last one. But this was fun. I think 4 is good. 4 is enough. I have done a lot. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Do not forget to comment and subscribe on your way out if you haven't already done so. As always, thank you all so much for the support, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye!